Today is Tuesday, May 2nd, 2017. I'm Fran Duvall, your host for today, and we're starting off our program with the Community Resources Coordinator, Janelle Caesarea. Hello there.
Hi, Fran. How are you?
I'm well, and you know, all the publicity said it was going to be Anita, but you filled in.
I did, and I have a lot to talk about what's coming up in the month of May.
Good.
It's a beautiful month. We're starting out with beautiful weather. And do you mind if I elaborate a little bit on what we have in store?
You can keep going until I say.
Okay. Well, first of all, coming up this Friday is Cinco de Mayo. And there's always a lot of food celebrations and things going on. I know Dining Services is hosting some things. So what we wanted to do in Community Resources this year for Cinco de Mayo is take more of a cultural and historical educational perspective on it. So we are inviting all residents to come on Friday to Hunter's Crossing at 2 o'clock. And this Cinco de Mayo celebration is a cultural and historical look at Mexico. So we're going to talk a little bit about Cinco de Mayo, and then we have a dance troupe coming, guests from Arlington, Virginia, and I hope I pronounced this right. Their name is Los Quetzales, and they're led by this lovely Laura Ortiz, and they are going to come and do what is called traditional Mexican folkloric dance for our residents. So again, that is our Cinco de Mayo celebration. This Friday, Cinco de Mayo, 2 o'clock till 3 o'clock at Hunter's Crossing. The event is free and all residents are invited. So I'm very excited about this. It's a nice educational, fun event.
That's good.
Yep. And then after Cinco de Mayo, we have a lot of other things coming up. This Saturday, for Saturday Night Live, we have the Northern Virginia Choral. We have...
excuse me, and they are performing where?
Hunter's Crossing.
Yeah.
In Hunter's Crossing.
Make sure that.
And then we also have, let me say, I must mention, we have our play coming up in the month of May with the Green Spring Players. Mm-hmm. And let me see here. The dates are, I believe, May 15th through the 20th. I believe the 18th they're not doing the play on Thursday.
On Thursdays we never do. They call it being dark.
Right. And I've been seeing the players practicing a lot. It looks like a great week here, and it's actually 2 one-act plays, right?
2 one-act plays.
So it's going to be High Window by Vern Powers and Wanted One Groom by Claudine Reese. So that sounds like a lot of fun. I hope I can catch one of those.
I hope you do too.
So again, that play is the week of the 15th through the 20th.
And they can buy tickets if they don't have their little form that we put in cubbies. They can call Gwen Lockhart.
Gwen Lockhart?
And she could see that they get a ticket.
Okay, that's great. Well, that's very exciting. I know they've been working really hard for months on this play, so I bet it's going to be fabulous. And then on Sunday the 21st in Hunter's Crossing, Concert Associates presents the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C., and I believe they were here last year, and I know they're very wonderful performers, and the residents really enjoy that, so that's something fun to look forward to. And then finally, another big event we have in May is the 2017 Art Show. And this is something that Anita organizes, so I'm going to just highlight a few things. The Art Show will be on Thursday the 25th and Friday the 26th of May. Of course, it will be in Hunter's Crossing. And this is open to all residents and staff, and it is no cost to exhibit. Your original artwork is what you want to exhibit. Each artist may exhibit a maximum of 5 pieces of artwork, and they may sell their work with advance notice. So I know Anita had sent out information packets to people, and people are returning things to her. So if anyone doesn't have their art show information and needs some, you can call Anita at 604-4060 if you have any other questions. I'm really looking forward to that. I wasn't here for it last year. I've seen the pictures of it, and what a wonderful event. And again, it's residents and staff displaying their art. So that's a really great way to celebrate all the creativity here. We have some wonderful artists here.
We do.
Yes.
That's true. So, you didn't, this is Kentucky Derby month. You didn't mention a Kentucky Derby party.
No, I didn't. You know, I'm not sure. I'm sure Dining Services is doing something probably for that. So Since I don't know about anything, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay, but Community Resources isn't throwing a party.
No, we were debating between Kentucky Derby and Cinco de Mayo, and we didn't do anything last year for Cinco de Mayo, so we just chose that.
Okay.
Also, based on a lot of other things going on in the month, we've got Mother's Day coming up.
Right.
So there's a lot going on in the month of May.
That there are indeed.
Yes.
And also you have the scholars
Yes.
presentation.
Yes.
In
Yeah, I believe.
in May. That's also, that's
Yeah.
what, the 15th, 16th?
17th, I think.
Yeah, don't quote the date
Yeah.
for me. Don't go by my saying. It's the Wednesday of that week.
Yeah, and I know Molly and Kimberly, and they've all been working really hard on that event, and it's going to be
And you're
wonderful.
basically telling us things that Community Resources puts together.
Yes.
Because we all know there are other organizations and staff events here.
Yes.
That focus on various aspects of our life here.
Yes, and if anybody has any questions about what's going on, because I oversee the bulletin board activity and all the flyers come through me, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. So it's a month full of wonderful events, lots of celebrating everything, arts and drama, Cinco de Mayo, history. So it's a fun-filled month here at Green Spring.
And what role did you all play in the Earth Day
Well, that event.
celebration, which was last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was last
the
week.
20th or whatever.
It was the 21st.
Yeah, okay.
Kelly Luxander, my counterpart at Town Center, organized that. She did a wonderful job, and I also have to thank Dave in the groundskeeping because he built all those wonderful displays. Yeah, he made the whole theme was sunflowers, and he just puts his heart and soul into building those displays for us. So thank you, David, in the groundskeeping. And that event, we had some vendors here, and it was just a celebration of Earth Day. It is spearheaded also by the environmentalist group and Linda Cato. So it's kind of a joint effort. We, Community Resources, work with the environmentalist group here at Green Spring. So we had lots of vendors. We had a wonderful guest speaker from George Mason University, and he spoke about global warming. So that was very interesting and informative. So that turned out to be a really nice day.
While you were talking, they were showing a few clips on this, and they'll probably do more. But for people that don't really understand what community resource people do, I think one of the ways to describe you is when I want to know, when I want to say, I need to inform the community about this, and I want a flyer up. They can come to you, and you'd rather have flyers come in over email, though, wouldn't you? Or does it matter?
You know, the goal is just to get things up in a timely manner. So what I do is people either give them to me in hard copy, they email them to me. You know, we do our own flyers. That's one of the parts of my job I really love because I like the creativity.
It's more creative, yeah.
So when we have big events, the events that we do for ourselves, we do our own flyers.
Right.
But we just want to get things out in a timely fashion on the bulletin boards to give residents enough time to absorb and schedule and know what's going on. So typically we ask for 2 weeks on the bulletin board. So if we have an event, we think 2 weeks is enough time to give residents time to plan and know about it. And so, you know, most of the residents know by now, because I've been here almost a year, so most of them know now the flyers go through me.
Yeah.
And then we disseminate them to the village, bridge, the front desks, Channel 6, and all the bulletin boards. So I'm kind of like the conduit, and they just go all over campus.
And that's such an important role. It really is.
And we get new flyers every day, and I think the residents also like the creative part about making the flyers and the publicity. So, but in addition to that, we book all the rooms. We serve as kind of concierge. You know, you have your front desk people as the first stop, but a lot of times people come to us. We also do our own events, you know, things that are sponsored for the whole community. We kind of wear a lot of hats. So
it's an umbrella. That community resource title is an umbrella.
Yes, and we manage the Community Resources Handbook, which tells everyone what all the groups are here, who's the leader, what times they meet, and people always ask us this question. So that's a really great resource to have, the handbook. And we try to keep it up to date. A new one comes out every year, and we want to make sure that when we have a new resident come to us and they'll say, well, I like to do quilting. Do you have a quilting club here? So we can give them the contact information and they can run with that. So.
Yeah, recently I got a phone call from someone about this current play, and they were asking questions. And so when I took the information to this lady, she told me that she had just looked in the handbook and saw my name for the Green Spring Players and called, but now that'll change in June.
Yeah, I mean, you have so many clubs here. You have to have something because people just don't know who the leader is. And a lot of times, too, they want to know when they meet and where they meet. And so, and then we, of course, send out every month the activities calendar of everything that's going on that month. The whole gamut, everything.
When do you find time to eat lunch?
Oh, we do.
You all are so busy.
I mean, people see us in the cafe and we have fun. I mean, what I like about working here is, as a community resources coordinator, and I know the three of us feel this way, we're kind of friends with the residents. We don't look at it as staff and resident. That line kind of fades, and you develop friendships, and they know they can rely on us to help them out. And I feel it's a great role, and you feel very appreciated by the residents here in this role. So.
Well, you certainly are. Yeah, I know, and somebody wanting to put out a bulletin board flyer, and you all have great ideas.
Yes.
And you have a resource. I don't know what you have in your computers to come up with these little graphics and things, but they're great. We also have residents who can do that too, but you all have a resource hidden in that computer that we don't have.
Well, the key too, and I tell people, most residents already know this, but in addition to being creative, you also have to remember that people need to be able to read it. So, you need to have the font big enough that they can read it, and you want it to stand out on that board with dozens of other flyers. So it's a fun job, and like I said, actually some of the residents here do fabulous flyers themselves. They do wonderful designs.
True.
So,
yeah, Marie Lee did that cover for our playbills. Now we're keeping the same cover and just changing because we used to have Verna Finley do our covers,
Right.
And other residents. We had other residents do them, generate them. But with Verna being gone now, we've gone to this standard, which you find in any theater, really. You find their sort of standard playbill when you go to a play anywhere.
Who are some of the stars of the plays this year?
Oh, this year we have, for a high window, we have Caroline Boubin, Mary Mackey, Sue Frankie.
Oh, okay.
Adron Crecula, and Sue is a staff person, of course. Adron has been in our plays for like 12 years. And he doesn't live here yet.
Okay.
We're getting him here, though. And who's the fifth one? Howard Walkspress.
Yes.
They're in that play. And then different people in the other play. Marion Ernicus. A new person. Norma, oh gosh, what's Norma's last name? Oh, shoot, Hughes? No, I can't remember. Norma is in it. She's never been in our shows before. Another new fella, Bob Clark. I'm getting cued from the camera. And who else is in that one? Carol Tippett, and there's one more, Bob Gulrich.
Okay.
So there's 10 actors that they're all different, of course, but it's some of them are experienced and some not.
Well, I hope you have a good turnout for that.
Well, we do too.
And I'm really hoping that people come to the Cinco de Mayo event this Friday and the art show, because we put a lot of work into these things.
Yeah, really.
And it's funny.
I think the art show is such a hit. And
yes.
So, thank you very much, Janelle, for coming.
You're so
today.
welcome. It's a pleasure, as always, Fran.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Now, don't run away. We have more important things coming up, too.